eternal, yet ever new. His advent and His proximity, His mystical leelas and His songs, every mischief and miracle, a message memorable. Every pain and travail, a precept enacted. As the bud blossomed to reveal 1,000 petals, it can only be said that the fragrance of the first few years was unique.
During the days when Swami would come for darshan in the wheelchair, I remember that even as the evening program was going on, it started pouring and the rain was lashing out in such a manner that some of the dialogues of the program could not be heard. Swami granted group photographs and received Aarti, and as he is leaving, the rain is going on. And at Yajur Mandir, we can see the arrangements being made, a huge yellow umbrella which will shield not only Swami but the people who are pushing the wheelchair and surrounding. That huge umbrella is readied, everything is done. But the minute Swami crosses, the lady said there's no rain. And Swami laughs. What I could see through the camera was just Swami's hand saying that, why did you bring the umbrella? And so we were also very happy. Swami just leaves, enters Yajur Mandir, and again it starts pouring. You know, at that time I used to think, Swami, this is cheating. You just put off the switch for you to get into your house, then you put it on. Just wait till we reach our house. But more than Swami putting on or putting off the switch, I was thinking possibly it is Indra who is remembering, Arey, I messed around with this Lord in Dwapara Yuga. He held up a mountain and I tried everything, nothing could happen. I better just listen to him. It is nothing amazing that Swami controls the elements, but it feels wonderful when we listen to this. Swami completed his schooling at Bukkapatnam. He now had to go for higher education. His brother Sheshamaraju got a promotion. He was appointed as a Telugu teacher in a very big school, the Karibasava Swami District Board High School at Uravakonda. Swami began to compose poems. We spoke about Bala Bhaskara. We also spoke about how Swami transformed the Karnam and his bad habits using his poetry skills. When India was readying itself to throw the British reins, he would compose poems with nationalistic feelings. And Swami in a discourse once narrated how even some British officers came, police people came, because they are going to control the mob, they don't want all this happening. But then Swami said sweetly, see, those police people did not understand Telugu. And they appreciated music. And since Swami was so musical, the same police people who are supposed to prevent such things, they would come and participate wholeheartedly because for them it was some nice music. But all this made Sheshamaraju very nervous. He had high ambitions for his brother. He wanted his brother to be a high government official. So he felt, let me take him far away this time. Uravakonda is really far. So I have got a job there, let me go to Uravakonda and I will, enroll him in the school there. So in the beginning of the next year, that is around January or February, Swami along with Sheshamaraju and Sushilamma Garu, that is Sheshamaraju's wife, had to leave for Uravakonda. Now Venkamma, Swami's eldest sister, she also said that, to take care of Satyam, there will be nobody to take care of Satyam, I'll also come. So all together left for Uravakonda.
And the scene shifts to Uravakonda. This was the school where Swami studied in Uravakonda. A much larger school compared to the schools which Swami studied in Kamalapuram and Bukkapatnam, as you can see. Uravakonda is a very interesting place even historically, isn't it? Just like how Lord Krishna was though born in Mathura, all his leelas, all his revelations of his divinity happened in Gokul and Vrindavan. Rama was born in Ayodhya, but his field of action was Lanka. Similarly, though born in Puttaparthi, though Puttaparthi had the blessing of giving birth to the Lord, Uravakonda was very special because Uravakonda is the place where the Lord told the world who he really was. So that was why Uravakonda is a very, very special place. And this word Uravakonda actually comes from the combination of the two words Uraga, Konda. Uraga in Telugu also means a snake, and Konda, as we all know, is a hill. And this hill which you see here is the main hill in Uravakonda, which is a serpent-shaped hill. And it was this hill which gives that name to Uravakonda. Be prepared to what you're going to listen to in Uravakonda, because this is where the plane is really speeding up in the runway, because you're going to see it in the sequence of events.
Now this was the house in which Swami stayed at Uravakonda. It still stands to this day, though the roof has collapsed. See, this is the outside. You can see this brick structure here. Now that was the house when the roof was still there. There were no lights in the house. There were two tiles which used to be plucked out and kept aside so that sunlight comes into the house. That was natural lighting, pollution free. It is like 3 small rooms, 8 feet by 8 feet. This is one of the rooms, and this is the middle room, which is a narrow passage with a bathroom. When you go there and see, your heart really gets wrenched out of your chest. Is this the place where the Lord of the universe stayed? That is how small it is. And this Subramanya temple lies bang opposite to Swami's house. Every time we know that Swami would always spend his time in temples. This temple has been Swami's favorite space for many months in Uravakonda. In fact, it is said that the bhajan Subramanyam Subramanyam Shanmukhanatha Subramanyam, which Swami sings, was composed in this temple, and it is actually a Shanmukhanatha Subramanyam temple. This is the deity over there. Beautiful. The temple has been renovated today. It's fantastic. And right next to the temple is this home that you can see. Don't know who lives there now, but it belonged once to a Pandit by name Narayan Shastri. The Pandit Narayan Shastri has 2 grand entries and exits in Swami's life story. We will come to that. So this is also nearby. And next to Pandit Shastri's house, little distance away, is this well. This well is called the Gilakala Bhavi, about 200 meters from Swami's house. So Gilaka is that pulley with which you pull water. Of course, now there is no water in that well. But those days, that was the water that people used for washing and bathing purposes, which Swami would fetch. And then there is another place called Budagavi. The village of Budagavi, you can Google it, it's on Google Maps. It's about 5 kilometers from Uravakonda. Between Uravakonda and Budagavi, at a distance of 3 kilometers, is this other well called the Bungalow Bhavi, which would have drinking water available. Today this Bungalow Bhavi does not exist. That area has been leveled and construction has come up over there. But after getting water for washing purposes, Swami would walk the 3 kilometers, fetch drinking water once a day from the Bungalow Bhavi, because his chores remained the same even after he came to Uravakonda.
On the 7th of March that year was celebrated as Shivarathri. And these, what you see, are the interesting notes which Venkama Garu had maintained. And these actually show what happened on that night, Shivarathri, and the days which followed. On that night, 7th of March, as we said, Swami was popularly known as the group leader of the Pandhari Bhajan group. And it was a Shivarathri, a holy day. So Swami led all his Pandhari Bhajan group mates in bhajans, and Venkama Garu also was part of the celebrations. Probably they would have had the celebrations in the Subramanya temple, which was in the same street, or maybe they would have gone around as Nagar Sankirtan. Late into the night, when the Pandhari Bhajans were over, Venkama was returning back to her house. But Swami tells Venkama that you carry on I will come back after some time. So Venkama says that, see, it's already late, don't take too much more time, then your brother will be very upset with you. So Swami tells her that, don't worry, I'll come back. Just ensure that the door is open. Don't lock the door so that I don't have to knock and disturb anybody. So Venkama goes back. But what does Swami do? After the Pandhari bhajans, Swami takes that 5-kilometer walk and goes to this particular town, Budagavi. Because in this village there's a Shiva temple which Swami used to often visit, just like the Subramanya temple. So that being a Shivarathri night, Swami decided to walk that 5 kilometers in the middle of the night, go to this Budagavi Shiva temple and worship there.
And this is the door for the Shiva temple. The Shiva temple has become a smaller temple. A bigger temple to Sun God has been built. There is a board which says Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba used to come here and spend time here.
So this happened in the night of 7th of March, and Swami did not return home till early in the morning. But Venkama went and slept there. Venkama had this habit of whenever she wakes up, like many other Indian women, when they wake up they would like to see a picture of the Lord when they wake up in the morning, in the first thing. But in the Uravakonda home there was no pictures of any deities. So her habit was, as soon as she wakes up, she would come to the main door to open it. There used to be a Tulsi plant over there, Tulsi Madam. And she used to come and worship there. And instead of seeing a picture of any deity, she would worship that Tulsi leaf. So that morning, that was 8th of March, quite beautifully, it's a Shivarathri day, she has worshipped the previous night. When she opens the door, whom does she see? She sees Satyam standing there. But of course, she sees her brother in her perspective, and she says, Satyam, are you coming now? Were you out the whole night? She touches young Satyam and his body is cold because he's been out the whole night. Then she says, come in. And so Swami tells her that, don't make any fuss. You go and sleep. I'll also go have a wash and I'll come and sleep. So Swami that day goes into the bathroom to just wash his feet and come and sleep silently. When suddenly from the bathroom, they hear Swami shouting, Ayo! And immediately Venkama rushes there. She knows that something has gone wrong. And there she sees Swami holding his feet and wincing in pain. And they look around, they don't see anything. But one version of the story goes that it is Swami who says that, I think a scorpion has bit me. And in the introduction to Uravakonda, we didn't tell you, Uravakonda is not known only for the hill which looks like a snake, but it was known for its snakes and scorpions. Because the legend of that land was, if you are stung by a scorpion or bitten by a snake in Uravakonda, the chances of survival are very, very less.
And the next day morning, Sheshamaraju has to go. He is the Telugu teacher. He has to go to teach. Satyam is not going to school as it is January, February. He has to get enrolled in the school for the next academic year. So that is why he is at home. So Sheshamaraju gets ready and he gives instructions to Venkama. He says, see, ensure that he is fed only some rasam. Don't give him buttermilk, don't give him any other things. But Satyam is back to his normal. He makes his grocery list, vegetable list, finds out from brother what all has to be brought from the market. He goes to the market, he does shopping, he gets. And Venkama says, Swami had a great relishment for brinjals, aubergines. Swami would later say, brinjal is bring joy to all. That is how he would say. And so Venkama, she felt, Arey, he has brought brinjal, he loves brinjal. Sheshamaraju may say, don't give, but she kept aside little brinjal curry, saying, this I will feed it to Satyam. So after Sheshamaraju leaves, Satyam is called. But then Venkama notices that as Satyam is sitting, his lips are quivering and shaking. His hand is also slightly vibrating. She's wondering what happens. Anyway, she keeps the plate, she serves the food and says, have something. And Swami just is sitting. She picks up his hand and puts it into the plate. His hand is amidst that brinjal curry, not lifting. She lifts up his hand and says, Satyam, what happened? Eat. She puts it to his mouth, and even as she puts it to his mouth, Satyam just falls, collapses. And she is now shocked, shell-shocked. She doesn't know what to do. She raises a hue, she raises an alarm. She tells the neighbor, go and call Sheshamaraju. Something has happened to Satyam. And immediately, people try. They bring some water, sprinkle on his face, nothing happens. They burn a newspaper and that smoke, they put it into his nostrils. Nothing happens. Sheshamaraju comes and as soon as he sees, quickly he takes decisions, 2 decisions. First thing is to summon a doctor. Second thing is to send a telegram to Bukkapatnam to convey to the parents that something has happened to Satyam. Please come here, rush here. So he does both these things. The doctor arrives on the scene. There's no way to test. He doesn't have a laboratory and all that over there. So he believes what the people have said, that a scorpion has stung. So he starts Satyam on treatment for scorpion bite. He immediately gives an injection. And everybody is anxious as to what happened to Satyam. News has traveled around so slowly, even his friends and others have started coming.
And that is when the doctor says that maybe the poison is spread quite a bit. So he suggests 4 injections should be given that in a period of time. So he says that I will come and administer. And that is when there is one of the neighbors of Seshamaraju. His name is Kasibatla Sriramamurthy. He happens to be very fond of Swami. This young Satyam, he's always very fond of him. So the moment he comes to know that Satyam has fainted and something like this has befallen him, he comes forward and he says, I will sit through the night and I will give company to your child. He tells Seshamaraju that you carry on with your work, I will be by his side. And this Swami, who had kind of gone into a faint, every now and then he would get up, he would cry, he would laugh, he would go into a faint, he would suddenly get up and start reciting poetry. And this Sri Ram Murthy was beginning to get scared. What is happening in this delirium? Something is happening to this boy. Swami suddenly wakes up from that coma or that unconscious state he is in, and suddenly tells this Kasipatla Sri Ram Murthy, he says, don't worry, Sai Baba will take care. And this man is surprised, who is this Sai Baba? So immediately he goes and tells Seshamaraju that, this is what Satyam said. He woke up and he said, Sai Baba will take care. So they all come to a conclusion that maybe some particular soul or some particular ghost by the name of Sai Baba has possessed this boy, and this boy is referring to that.
This is the first recorded reference of Swami referring to Sai Baba.
And that is when, apart from the medical efforts which are going through, they decide that probably they need some kind of esoteric or spiritual guidance too. But during this time, as Professor Kasturi would write it in Satyam Shivam Sundaram, Swami was not just unconscious, but actually he was super conscious. One of the neighbors suggests that, the best thing to do is there is one Mutyalama shrine which is somewhere nearby, and this is that shrine as it stands today.
This is the village deity of Uravakonda. Just like some people credit the scorpion for Swami's miraculous powers, some of the people there say that actually Swami was ordinary. It is Sunkulamma's blessings that he became the avatar. Everyone wants to take credit for Swami's avatarhood.
And that is when they decide that, all right, a few of those neighbors, they decide that they'll go there. And the tradition is do a worship there and break a coconut to Mutyalama, and whatever is the problem will be solved. Even as these neighbors are there in that Mutyalama shrine, little Satyam is actually unconscious. His eyes are closed. It seems like he is not aware of things happening around him. It appears that he doesn't even know that people have gone to this Mutyalama shrine. But lying there, Satyam says, in the Mutyalama shrine, the coconut is broken into 3 pieces. And these people are wondering, what is this boy saying here? A few minutes later, the people who went to that Mutyalama shrine come with the coconut which is broken into 3 pieces. And that's when they realize that this is not a mere scorpion.
One day has already passed. The next day when he comes to consciousness, Swami starts rattling out poems in the most exquisite Telugu. And even Seshamaraju is shocked. I don't understand such Telugu. Who taught this boy such Telugu? And he starts giving poems on Damayanti, on the great women of India. And he starts speaking about different pilgrimage spots in India. Where did this boy visit all these places? How does he know all this? And then Swami starts also giving philosophy, saying, Anta Maya, everything is passing, nothing is permanent. And therefore, Seshamaraju decides to spare no pains. He calls the DMO, the district medical officer, who happened to be in Uravakonda that time. The DMO comes and he says, this is a case of something gone wrong in the head. So this is some problem like that. It is not some poison and all that. And when the DMO says this, actually some of the villagers suggest, see, they're telling madness, but this actually means something has possessed him. So they some dayam meaning some ghost. So they call a tantric. The tantric comes and good luck for him, but actually at that moment it appeared as bad luck, because Swami opens his eyes and says,
don't you recognize me? you worship me all through, and it is through my grace that you do whatever you do. All that you have to do is worship me and get lost.
And the tantric starts shivering and he says, Idi dayyam kadu, idi daivam. He says, this is not a ghost, this is divinity. And he prostrates and runs off. Like this, many doctors, herbal doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, exorcists, many are called. And all leave like this. And Sheshamaraju is seeing this and getting shocked. People are coming to treat and then they do pranam and they go, what is happening to these people? That is what they are wondering. And that is why Sheshamaraju decides that this is something very, very, very urgent, and therefore he needs to summon the parents immediately.
As we said, the telegram was sent, but apparently something had held the parents behind and they were not able to come. That's when Sheshamaraju says that we cannot wait till the news reaches them. So he calls one of the people in the village and requests them. He gives him a cycle and he says, you cycle to Anantapur. From Anantapur, take a bus to Bukkapatnam. From Bukkapatnam, either you walk, you jog, or take a bullock cart, go to Puttaparthi and convey this news in person to the parents. And even as these preparations are being done, Swami again wakes up from that unconscious state and tells his brother, this effort is unnecessary. They are already in the bus stand. You go and pick them from the bus stand and come. And needless to say, Swami's parents are in the bus stand and they don't know where the house of Sheshamaraju is. And what Swami told was absolutely apt for that situation, because nobody other than Sheshamaraju would be able to recognize the parents.
The final episode that we will conclude with today is regarding Pandit Narayan Shastri. As the father and mother, they come, they see the child, they see their little one, and they are unable to bear this. Suddenly again Swami wakes up and he says, hey, what is that Narayan Shastri telling? This is a shock, because Narayan Shastri is a very elderly gentleman and here is Swami calling him by name. He is doing it all wrong. Tell him to stop what he is doing. Go. And the way Swami commands, Swami's father and brother both leave and go to Narayan Shastri's house. And Narayan Shastri is indeed delivering a Parayanam there. And they tell, sir, our son is saying that you are telling things wrong, so you should please keep quiet. Narayan Shastri says, that chit of a boy, what does he know? You tell him to just shut up. And they say, sir, we are not able to do that. Can you kindly come and drive some sense into my son's head? Panditji, you come and tell him. So Narayan Shastri says, I am coming. This is the first entry into Swami's life. He lifts up his dhoti, ties it and walks in full speed. And as soon as he enters that house, Swami says, hey Narayan Shastri, is that the Hamsa Gita you are saying? And Swami starts a Parayanam. A lecture to the lecturer, that is. And then, much to the dismay of Sheshamaraju, Narayan Shastri also does Sashtang. And says, oh, you're God. And goes away. Sheshamaraju is wondering, okay, doctors, tantrics, now even scholars are coming. This is just a sign of the times to come. The biggest intellectuals, the greatest academicians, when it comes to divinity, they have to just prostrate. And it is when this happened that the parents and Sheshamaraju got together, they discussed and they decided that it was time for some really drastic measure, because nothing seems to be working for Satyam.